Right, I'll do this again. So going through the events coming up. So some of them might come through a slightly different order, but we're going to be doing we're going to be doing events with Monica. Monica is very close on deciding between INFP and INTP. She strongly identifies as Enneagram Type 4 and has had consultations with um, been a client with Beatrice Chestnut and Kathleen Farber, and they both see her as a 4 with a strong 5 wing. And because of that, we're going to compare um, LII and EII and Socionics Model G. So that's FINX equivalent to INFP and TINX equivalent to INTP. And we're going to do it in about 4 hangouts, and we're going to compare it block by block. So the social mission block of INFP, that's FI plus and NI minus, and compare that with the social mission block of INTP, that's TI minus and NI plus. I'm going to be doing it in that format and going between the two. Also joining us, special guest will be Leon, aka Type Tips, YouTuber. And so that's going to be a series of 4 hangouts comparing those 2 types, otherwise known as diplomatic accommodator and strategic accommodator. We're going to do a counselling hangout with the professional counsellor Raquel Buchanan. She has a YouTube channel under that name, Family Therapists, and Sana is learning art therapy, and Tamara uses Enneagram in her counselling and teaches Enneagram courses, and Imogen and Maria might also join. We're going to go through the Kersey Temperament Sorted 2 and critique the questions. So it's going to be lots of things about how the questions could be better, or is it leaning towards. I think that there's certain questions. Jeff thinks that certain tests are better than others on certain dichotomies. Yeah. Then we can do, and then there's ones with Jonathan where Kathleen Flower, this will be a Zoom event. It will be KF number 13. KF number 12 has sort of disappeared into the mists for reasons which will not be disclosed. And number 13 is how and why Enneagram theory has developed through the years. That's penciled in for Friday, February 22nd. Jay Ryan's birthday. Series card. This is the idea of, we've done it before when we went through the Model G FINX, that's INFP, that's diplomatic accommodator, and we went through the profile, and Jonathan talked about whether the bullet points were true for all the Enneagrammic variations of INFP, and we can do that with these other ones. These are, as again, a series card. These are things that can happen in the future, very likely. And we sort of did one where we went through, Jonathan was part of it, where we went through the Kersey ISFJ and looked how it can vary by Enneagram, or it sounds like a particular Enneagram. And we did that with Laura, because Laura, she most resembles, her best fit type pattern would be INTP, but she resembles some of the ISFJ traits because, well, you've got another accommodator, it's in the same quadra, you've got strong E6 and self-preservation instinct. So it gives her those ISFJ traits. And what you get with Laura is, when it's around other people, when she's around other people, awkward use of it's there. When she's around other people, she will do things by the book for other people, so as not to get in trouble. So the E6 instinct coming through there. Anyway, self-pres instinct as well. Don't get fired. But when it comes to doing something on our own, yes, there's the case of wanting to do it the safe way, but she is a more utilitarian than, say, an SJ, which their preference would be for going by the book. So that's where the INTP preferences come through. Also, this one I'd like to do in future, again involving Raquel, hopefully, and this is the Enneagram growth map and compass. And someone has said to me that you don't really need the compass, you just need to put Enneagram growth map. And even as an example of me and my titles. And so again, it's sort of building on what Beatrice Chestnut has done in her book, the incomplete Enneagram, sorry, the complete Enneagram, in name only. Still a good book, where it's the growth plan for each of the types. What are the problems? What are the problems the E1 comes across, and what are the solutions and advice for that type? I mean, you do get advice for the types as well in this book called Understanding the Enneagram, Reese and Hudson book, meant to be read in combination with personality types, where it does have recommendations for the types. So those are the upcoming plans, and there are more plans in here. So series card SFs, series card NFs, position by position. Do it for the NTs as well. So those are the plans that are in the works. I'll move those tablets over there because they're getting in the way. So this is the end of this brief message.